dediğim gibi ben konuşmak istemiyorum. Sadece bir üzüldüğüm şey var. Buyurun. Peki hiçbir şey söylemiyorum. Hadi.
Haydi bakalım. Başlıyoruz. Herkese iyi seyirler. Johnny Montanas. Johnny Mangos. Hazır mıyız? Merhaba, iyi yayınlar. Merhabalar İsa, hoş geldin. Bosemar 4000 TL göndermiş. Bedir'in kankisi değil, lise arkadaşı. Bedir'in lise arkadaşı diyorum o zaman. Bedir'in lise arkadaşı Fehmi. Hoş geldin Fehmi. Limon FC Instagram'ına atar mısın? Bekle bir dakika. Neydi lan? Kings Limon FC. 34.000 takipçisi olan. Kings Limon FC. Orada şu an bir paylaşımlara başlayacaklar yakında. Aynen, Kings Limon FC. Onun linkini de attı bizimkiler. Takip edin arkadaşlar. Güzel bir takımla çıkıyoruz karşınıza, bakalım. Elindeki bilek güçlendirici mi? Yok ya, şöyle keyfime göre takılmalık. Akmalık bir şey. Haydi go. Alt yazı kullandığın eklenti ne? Şu. Enjoy. Haydi herkese iyi seyirler. Hazır mıyız? Başlayayım mı? Aleykümselam, hoş geldiniz. Hazırsak başlıyorum. Go, hadi bakalım o zaman. Berika abone olmuş, hoş geldin.
Of July 5th, 2017, a man sits in front of his laptop in his villa in Bangkok. Online, he is only known under his pseudonym,
Takmada Alfa 02'ymiş.
Alpha 02. He is a multimillionaire, lives a luxurious life, and drives expensive cars.
Allah Allah.
He feels safe in Thailand.
Sonra
Suddenly, he hears a loud bang in front of his house. A woman crashed her Toyota Camry into his front gate. He leaves everything behind and runs out of his house to the scene of the accident. A mistake with serious consequences. The driver is an agent of the Royal Thai Police Force.
oha, taktiğe bak.
FBI and DEA investigators have been waiting for this moment for months. Authorities from 7 countries have worked relentlessly towards this day.
O kadar kişi sadece bu adamı yakalamak için uzun bir süre çalışmış.
Will the hunt for the king of the dark web finally come to an end?
Kanal güzel yapıyor bu işi ya. Dark Web'deki bir tane çocuğun peşine düşüyorlar ve yakalıyorlar en sonunda. Benim
The
anladığım.
Wire journalist Andy Greenberg has published the story on the hunt for the darknet kingpin in a multi-part series. Additionally, there is a phenomenal Darknet Diaries episode on Operation Bayonet, which is covered in Chapter 3 of this video. You can find both links in the description.
Tamam, bunların işte yerleri de varmış, o da gözüküyor.
It's the early 2010s. The dark web is picking up speed. The promises of anonymity
Size iyi yayınlar. Eyvallah, görüşürüz kardeşim. Sağ ol, teşekkür ediyorum. Sakloş abone olmuş, ikinci yayınlamış, hoş geldin.
and privacy are attracting more and more people. Thanks to Bitcoin, there is a new form of payment that isn't controlled by authorities. It's become easier than ever for criminals to sell their products online.
Evet, bu arada hatırlarsanız o zamanlar YouTube'da da bu çok popüler. Yani tüm herkes, tüm medya bunu konuşuyordu hatırlarsanız. Altyazılar zaten büyük ya Johnny. En büyük modda zaten.
At a massive scale.
Tabii yani millet girmeye çalışıyordu falan, sürekli bunları anlatıyorlardı.
With the advent of the dark web, a gigantic global game of cat and mouse began, and it continues to this day.
Billions and billions of dollars.
Oğlum
The
burada ne
Silk
illegal
Road is
işler dönüyordu.
perhaps the most legendary dark web marketplace to
Bak
date.
bak bak.
The platform went live in February 2011 and became incredibly popular. More than 100,000 customers bought drugs there. But only 2.5 years later, the operator of the site was caught,
Ha, bunun hikayesini izlemiştik hatırlarsanız.
the Silk Road went offline. The authorities wanted to set an example in the fight against drugs. The Silk Road founder received a life sentence. But the business was too lucrative to drive away other operators. So after the closure of the Silk Road, the number of dark markets exploded. They all fought for the top spot. Silk Road 2.0 was released just 35 days after the
Tabi düşünsenize abi, orada çok büyük bir piyasa var. İllegal bir piyasa ve ana market olan site patlıyor. O sırada tabii ki de millet daha da çok yapacak bunu. Yani çünkü adam oranın kralı olmak isteyecek.
closure of its predecessor. The site survived less than a year.
Allah Allah.
Evolution was another popular marketplace with a
Wow, wow, wow.
comparable size to the two Silk Roads. To buy things on
Evolution
Evolution,
diye bir yer.
you had to pay Bitcoin to an account on the platform, a kind of dark web escrow account. And once the bought items arrived to the customers, the sellers were paid.
Ha, parayı da garanti ediyor.
There was an incredible amount of money with the platform operators at all times. At some point, these operators decided to steal this money, a so-called exit scam.
Oha, adamlar orada biriken parayı çalıp kaçıyor.
Agora has also been named as a worthy successor to the original Silk Road, but the founders voluntarily took the site offline in August 2015. Business was getting too hot. Exit scams, arrests, voluntary withdrawals, and hacks. All of these were benefiting a new emerging dark web market,
Neymiş?
Alpha Bay.
Alpha Bay diye bir yer çıkmış.
In July 2014, a man who calls himself Alpha 02
Ha, biz bu adamın hikayesini izliyoruz şimdi.
starts to develop Alpha Bay. Only 5 months later, his platform goes live. Initially, only stolen credit card data is offered and sold, but Alpha Bay quickly begins to offer more lucrative products. In addition to data and logins, there are now drugs, weapons, and malware. Services such as money laundering are also offered. Few things are forbidden, but items or data related to child abuse, hidden runs, and stolen bank account information from Russia
Rusya'dan gelen bilgiler yasakmış. İşte katillik falan filan, o tarz şeyler yasak. Bir de çocuk istismarı yasakmış. Diğer her şey serbestmiş sitede.
is strictly prohibited.
Neden
Alpha
özellikle
02
Rusya?
probably doesn't want to mess with Russian law enforcement agencies. Maybe he also wants to pretend to be Russian in order to mislead investigators.
O da olabilir.
The website itself works similar to Amazon. It is user-friendly, there are search functions, filters, and categories. You're able to pay with Bitcoin, Monero, or Ethereum. This is supposed to provide anonymity. Alphabet even offers a so-called tumbler, purchases that are blurred by bundling multiple transactions from different people.
Ha, senin işlemini de saklıyor.
The platform works well and dominates the dark web. While other marketplaces popped up and disappeared, Alphabet remains strong. The number of users is growing rapidly. Barely a year after it was founded, the site has more than 200,000 registered users and 40,000 sellers. In 2017, Alphabet has over 300,000 items on their website and over $500,000 in sales every day. Alpha 02
Her gün.
is making money with every single transaction, receiving a share between 2 to 4%. He becomes a multimillionaire. Right now, an entire team is working on Alpha Bay. Alpha 02 has a representative named Snake, several moderators who handle disputes between buyers and sellers, and a PR manager. With the site's explosive success, the founder decides to retire from day-to-day operations. He renames himself. Alpha 02 simply becomes admin. From now on, communication only runs through the Snake.
Kesin bak, bu Desinek yakalanacak, iyi izle. Kesin bundan
As
çözülecek
Alpha
bu olay.
02 retreats, American investigators are paying more and more attention to his true identity. Who is the powerful mastermind behind the platform ruling the dark side of the internet? A hunt that stretches across the globe and will last for more than several years begins.
Tabi lan, nasıl bulacaksın ki oğlum? Adamın hiçbir bilgisi yok ellerinde. Muhtemelen neler neler yapıp gizliyor. Ve hani nerede olduğu belli değil. Hiçbir şey belli değil. Şaşırtmak için Rusya gösteriyor. Doğru mu yanlış mı?
You don't have to surf the dark web to find malware. The regular internet is full of malicious ads and pop-ups. That brings us to NordVPN.
Bir reklam geldi.
NordVPN, and that's a help NordVPN article plan.
Tamam, şimdi bu çocuk kim diyor.
The American investigators want to find out where Alpha-Bay servers are located. With access to the servers, they can close the platform or secretly infiltrate it and perhaps locate the operators.
Sızacaklar yani.
IP addresses provide information about the locations of users and servers. In closed networks like Tor, website requests are routed through a number of random servers around the world. Routing through many servers cannot be traced back. It is purposely made difficult to find out where servers, operators, and sellers are located.
Ya benim anladığım burada o serverlar arasından getirip en son senin IP'nle o bağlantıyı veriyor. Ona da ulaşana kadar oho.
Because of that, the American investigators had to try a different way. They start browsing the platform and buy drugs anonymously, hoping for any mistakes by the sellers. Perhaps the products, packaging, or postage stamps can provide clues to the identity of the respective drug dealer. Then they could arrest him.
Oradan ilerleyecekler.
But these are just the small fish. Dealers come and go.
Chat'i açalım mı daha önce izledik diye? Nasıl daha önce? Ben bu videoyu izlemedim daha önce ya. Anlamadım. Ben bu videoyu izledim mi? Konuya chat'i açabilirsiniz arkadaşlar. Problem değil ya. Zaten bugün oyunda her türlü kapatacağız. Biraz açık dursun sonra kapatırız. Önemli değil. Slow mode açalım bir tek. Takılma olmasın. Chat'i zaten kapatmamızın sebebi takılma. Zaten benzeri videoları biliyoruz. Biraz slow koyalım. Çok slow var. Slow da önemli. Kusura bakmayın. Slow'da olmazsa sıkıntı oluyor. Takılmadan dolayı biz chat'i kapatıyoruz zaten. Aleykümselam. Aleykümselam. Haydi.
Investigators want Alpha 02, but the mastermind behind Alpha Bay seems to take every precaution. He seems to know every rule of the game. So the investigators become desperate until December 2016.
Ne oluyor? Aralık 2016'da ne yakalıyorlar?
Robert Miller sits behind his desk in Fresno, California. He works for the DEA, the American Drug Law Enforcement Agency. He's working on Alpha Bay, and until this day, it was a pretty thankless job. But suddenly, an email appears in his inbox. The sender is anonymous. It seems like Alpha 02 made a fatal mistake in the early days of Alpha Bay.
Allah Allah.
Every user who registered on the website at the time received a welcome email. The email address of the true sender was visible in the metadata of this email.
Hayda.
Although the error was immediately corrected, the anonymous tipster saved one of those first welcome emails. Maybe the tipster was one of Alpha 02's first customers. Maybe an operator of a competing site that got a hold of the mail somehow. Who knows?
Biri bebeği ele veriyor yani. O ilk mailin adresini mi atıyor artık, neyini atıyorsa, bilgisini mi?
Anyway, he silently watched Alpha Bay growing in the dark web, only to then hand the mail address over to the DEA. The email address is pimpalex91@hotmail.com. This email was the breakthrough for
Adrese bakalım.
Miller and his colleagues. Via the email address, the investigators find photos from 2008 and 2009 of an Alex on Skyrock.com. That's a French-language social media platform. He also linked an old dating profile. The profile lists Trois-Rivières as his hometown. It is located in southern Quebec, Canada. According to the profile, he was 17 years old at the time, so the 91 in his email address could be the year he was born. He would have been 23 years old when Alpha Bay was founded. The username Alpha 02 also appears on a French-language technology forum. In 2008, he explained how to remove a virus from an image. His email address is at the bottom of the post.
Çocuğun biri ele vermiş yani. Aslında çocuğun yaptığı yanlış bir şey yok.
And also his full name. Alexander Kazes. The investigators have his name, but where is he? They find Kazes' PayPal account. He provided his private email address there as well. Through his LinkedIn profile, they also find out that he works as a freelance software designer. He also seems to run his own tech company called EBX Technologies. On Facebook, the investigators find the profile of his fiancée,
Adam bildiğin güzel bir hayat yaşıyor yani ha.
a Thai woman. Apparently, the Canadian lives in Thailand. The clues lead investigators to the country's capital.
Bok yedi.
Bangkok.
Bangkok.
With the help of Thai
Konu nedir? Konu şu an Dark Web'de en büyük ticaret sitesini kuran bir adamın avlanışını, nasıl yakalandığını anlatıyor.
authorities, the investigative team identifies 3 properties owned by Kazes in the city. One house is located in a gated community. Alpha 02 lives there with his wife. Then there's a second house and a $3 million worth mansion in the outskirts of Bangkok. He also has a holiday home in Phuket and is in the process of buying another villa in Cyprus.
Kıbrıs'ta da var ha.
Investigators begin tailing him. The lifestyle of the multimillionaire includes several cars. Kazes enjoys driving around Bangkok in his Lamborghini. Agents watch him, follow his routes, and track his iPhone. Whereas Kazes lives in a beautiful house with his wife, he invites his many affairs to one of his other houses in Bangkok. The investigators call that place the Bachelor Pad.
Gizli mekanı.
Kazes is an active member of a pickup artist forum.
Kadın tavlama sanatçıları.
There, men give each other advice on how to be successful with women.
Kardeşim kız tavlamak istiyorsan.
Under the name RRaenee, Kazes publishes
Romeo.
conservative family values and keeps a quasi-sexist live blog about his successful sex life. Other than that, his everyday life is quite normal, pretty unspectacular for the king of the dark web. He gets up early, checks his social media accounts, works, and is home a lot. From time to time, he attends a language course or goes out to eat with his wife. Around these routines, the authorities meticulously plan his
Tek tek takip edip her şeyin notunu çıkarıyorlar şu an ha.
arrest. In June 2017,
Haziran
a few
2017.
weeks before the attack, a few American agents were sitting in the lounge of the five-star Athene Hotel in Bangkok. Suddenly, Kazes appears. He parks his Porsche Panamera at the entrance and casually strolls through the lobby area, straight towards the agents. There are thousands of hotels in Bangkok. Are they busted? Has the king of the dark web outwitted them? Kazes sits at a table a few meters away from the agents. They have never been so close to him. But he only
Allah
meets
Allah.
for a business dinner. An incredible coincidence.
Saçmalığa bak lan.
At this point, no one suspects that just 1 month later, Kazes will be dead.
Ne? Az siktir. Adam o zaman böyle tehlikeli harbi ha.
Alpha Bay is the largest darknet market in the world at this time, but there is competition. In Europe, the Hansa market is growing rapidly, keeping European authorities busy. Dutch investigators find the servers of the Hansa market thanks to a tip from a security researcher. They are located in a data center in the Netherlands. A unique opportunity arises. They monitor the servers, copy the data, and dig through countless chat entries from the operators of the site. They find out that the operators are Germans, who probably still live in Germany. Together with the German Federal Criminal Police, BKA, the Dutch want to bring the Hansa market under their control.
Onlar da oraya çökmeye çalışıyor.
But suddenly, the Hansa market disappears from the Dutch servers. The admins probably found out that their servers had been copied. In the chats of the operators, the authorities also find a few Bitcoin addresses. They start tracking the transactions of these Bitcoin wallets until they end up at a Dutch crypto exchange. They contact the exchange and ask for the data. The Bitcoins lead to Lithuania.
Ne değişik bir meslek ya. Ta buralardan adamları takip edip buluyorlar.
Together with the authorities there, the Germans and the Dutch try and locate the new servers. This time, the authorities want to strike. But something unexpected happens. The FBI tells European authorities about their plans to arrest Alpha 02 and to shut down Alpha Bay. Operation Bayonet is born.
Operation Bayonet.
The operation is led by the FBI and DEA and involves the cooperation of law enforcement agencies
Baksana
from a total
oğlum.
of 7 countries. Europol is also involved. The FBI is instructed to wait with the takedown of Alpha Bay until the Dutch, in cooperation with the Germans, have taken control of the Hansa market. If Alpha Bay is taken down, Hansa would be swamped with new buyers and sellers. This is often the case in the dark web when a site closes or if there's an exit scam. Customers and dealers simply move. But this time, customers and dealers would move to a site that's been hijacked by law enforcement.
Orayı da ele geçirecekleri için patlatacaklar herkesi.
With that data, the Dutch could convict thousands of unsuspecting criminals.
Harbiden oğlum kaç tane suçlu yakalarlar var ya.
A honeypot.
Mükemmel taktik kuruyorlar şu an.
Alexander Kazes knows nothing. He continues to drive through Bangkok in his Lamborghini, writes nonsense on his favorite forum, and cheats on his wife. On June 20th, 2017, the first part of the mission succeeds. The data center in Lithuania is stormed by Dutch forces. At the same time, German authorities arrest the two operators of the Hansa market in Siegen and Cologne. The operators cannot warn anyone
Çöktü herkese. Direkt çöktüler. K-Rules abone olmuş, hoş geldin.
before their arrest. The Hansa market is under Dutch control, and
Döktüler.
nobody in the dark web knows about it.
Hayda.
July 5th, 2017, Bangkok. It's time. There is a warrant for Kazes. Today, the Royal Thai Police, DEA, and FBI will arrest him. Alpha 02 could finally be put down after more than 2 years. A gray Toyota Camry drives down a dead-end road towards Kazes' house with the Royal Thai Police Force agent at the wheel. She tells the security guard that she took a wrong turn. She wants to turn around, but unintentionally causes a minor accident. The noise and chaos are supposed to lure Kazes out of his house. He's supposed to come out spontaneously, without thinking about it. This part is important. In the optimal case, his devices should stay unlocked when he is getting arrested.
Çünkü arkadaşlar bir baskı adamlar onu planlamışlar, anladın mı? Yani baskın yaptığı anlaşılsa adam tüm dataları silip siktir olup gidebilir. Bilemezsin. Belki bir koruma sistemi var, anladın mı? Bir hareketle her şeyi iptal edebilir. Onu bilemezsin yani. Tak tak tak tak tak her şeyi silebilir abi. Bunu yapan adam da böyle bir savunma sistemi olabilir. Böyle bazı USB'ler falan var, öldürüyor ya bilgisayarı tamamen. O tarz şeyler olabilir yani. O yüzden böyle bir olay kuruyorlar.
If his hard drives were locked and encrypted, it would be difficult for authorities to access Alpha Bay. Kazes leaves his house and approaches the Toyota. He has his cell phone on him. Suddenly, several officers try to catch Kazes. He attempts to run back inside, possibly to shut down his computer, but he's
Ama
overpowered.
yapamıyor.
The investigators run into his house and look for his laptop. It's in the bedroom, on and not on standby.
Hayda.
The officials have caught him.
Bok yedi.
Alpha
Her şeye
02
ulaşacaklar.
is still logged into the server hosting Alpha Bay. Investigators search the laptop and find multiple passwords for the Alpha Bay website and servers.
Bak.
The Canadian has a fortune of $23 million. Authorities confiscate his luxury cars, houses, a hotel, and millions in cryptocurrency. Kazes' wife is charged. The Thai woman is accused of money laundering.
Ne bu? Tetik uyarısı, intihar 20 saniye ileri sar. Ne oluyor?
1 week later, on July 12th, Alexander Kazes is dead. He committed suicide while in custody. The king of the dark web is dead.
Ha, ben de bir görsel var sandım. Adam hassas kişiler için, aynen. Görüntü problemi yok, hassas kişiler için öyle bir uyarı vermiş.
He committed suicide while in custody.
İntihar
The
etmiş
king of
lan
the
adam.
dark web is history. The shutdown of Alpha Bay by authorities is being purposely kept
Asıl mevzu burada.
secret for the time being. When the platform is suddenly offline, no one knows why. An exit scam? A hack? Have the operators retired? As expected, countless users migrate to the other darknet platforms, including the Hansa market.
Hansa'ya gidenler
For 4
bakıyor.
weeks, the Dutch authorities watched
Efendim Okan'cım abicim. Efendim abicim, yayındayım. Evet abicim. Ne? Alo. Geliyor mu sesim? Ya babamın halası mı nedir, beni aratıyormuş. Kadın benimle konuşmak istiyormuş da ta gelip babam diyor ki gel elini öp. Böyle bir şey olabilir mi kardeşim yayında ya? Allah Allah, kendimi de anlatamıyorum. Alexa yok lan, ne kötü bir şey. Ya orada bir sohbet etmek zorunda kaldım. Bayağıdır görmüyordum da halayı. Oğlum niye kötü bir şey olsun, Allah Allah. Babam da diyor ki kapat, gel yayını kapat. Baba öyle şey mi olur diyorum, yayını nasıl kapatayım? Allah Allah, başka zaman gideceğim, söz verdim. Haydi devam ediyorum. Ya, öyle şey mi olur oğlum, nasıl yapabilirim böyle bir şey ya?
thousands of criminals trade on the platform. They collect valuable incriminating evidence. So on July 20th, 2017, the Hansa market is shut down as well.
Şimdi bunlar Hansa marketi patlattılar he.
On the same day, the US Department of Justice
Acaba ne kadar parayla geçirdiler ve kaç kişiyi şey yapacaklar?
announces the end of Alpha Bay and Hansa, a gigantic success for the global authorities.
Kaç milyon dolar baba, kaç milyon dolar?
Today, the Department of Justice announces the takedown of the dark web market Alpha Bay. This is the largest dark market web place takedown in world history.
The dark web itself is not an evil technology just for criminals. We need places on the internet in which whistleblowers and journalists are relatively safe. Marketplaces like Alpha Bay are, however, still part of the picture. The global game of cat and mouse is far from over.
Ama şu an hala devam ediyor değil mi yani bu?
The demand for illegal drugs, weapons, counterfeit money, and malware is too high. It didn't take long for the Hansa market and Alpha Bay to be forgotten.
Bak şimdi bak.
Users flocked to other existing platforms. A number of new darknet markets sprouted up and positioned themselves better than the former market leaders.
Şimdi bunlar daha da devam ediyorlar. Yayın donuyor. Yayın donamaz ya.
The Russian darknet market Hydra was at times more than twice the size of Alpha Bay. In 2021, it was also shut down by German and American authorities. So now there's a new contest for the title of the king of the dark web. A promising contender is the Snake. He relaunched Alphabet
Bu adam vardı lan.
in 2021 and still runs the darknet marketplace to this day.
Az siktir. O adamı unuttuk biz.
Users flocked to other existing platforms. A number of new darknet markets sprouted up and positioned themselves better than the former market leaders. The Russian darknet market Hydra was at times more than twice the size of Alpha Bay. In 2021, it was also shut down by German and American
O da
authorities.
yakalandı.
So now there's a new contest for the title of the king of the dark web. A promising contender is the Snake. He relaunched Alpha Bay in 2021 and still runs the darknet market.
Harbi lan bu mu ifşaladı acaba? Belli olmaz ha. Belli olmaz oğlum.
Place to this day.
Vallahi belli olmaz. Bason'un diğer videolarını da izleriz. Oyuna geçelim biz.